My dog used to chase people on a bike a lot. It got so bad, I had to take his bike away. Hello, pioneers, and thank you for joining me. My name is Bedlam in the Bedroom, and on today's episode, we're going to build the space elevator. As you can see right here, we have finished all of our milestones, so we don't really have anything else to do. To unlock tiers 3 and 4, we need to complete Space Elevator Phase 1. To complete Space Elevator Phase 1, we need to build the space elevator and load it up with some project parts. The first project part we have is smart plating. You can see the recipe is 1 reinforced iron plate and 1 rotor to make 1 smart plating. If I recall off the top of my head, we need to ship 50. So we need 50 reinforced iron plates and 50 rotors, and we need to complete those inside of an assembler. You cannot handcraft the assembly parts. So while we wait for those to be built, let's start finding a place for the space elevator to live. Probably somewhere nearby here, but maybe we can find somewhere cool. Maybe over by that arch or something like that. Let's look around. I was just looking around and came across another limestone deposit. So let's take advantage of that. Get rid of these hogs, maybe build out some foundations, and start increasing our concrete production. Okay, handled the hogs, and it's another impure one. That's okay. We'll make it work. Okay, just want to extend more platform this way. I'm going to remove these trees with a chainsaw. I'm out of solid biofuel for my chainsaw, so I want to go get some up there. And I want to take this opportunity to build a jump pad. So I'm going to grab some rotors. And let's see how far it can get us. Here we go, jump pad. Where do we want to land? I mean, that looks kind of cool right there. Alright, so you click it to put it down, and then you can adjust the trajectory. I'd rather be launched, yeah, right there. If I don't want to go up too high like this and accidentally cause damage to myself. Let's try that. Also inside here, they have U-Jelly landing pads, which are for landing in. But we'll get to those. I'll try those later. That was excellent. That was excellent. Okay, I'm going to split this up into the biomass burners and go back to platforming. See if the lizard doggo's found anything. Still no. I feel like it's been a really long time since he's brought us any goodies. Or she. Okay, you can see the grass sticking up right here. This is going to be not desirable. So I'm just going to remove it, cut it up with the chainsaw, and put the concrete back. Or the foundation, I mean. Yeah, easy. Okay, actually I want to move the lizard doggo. So I'm gonna let him out. But then I want to contain him elsewhere. So let's do some, what am I looking for? Architecture. Do some railings around him. Or her. I think that's good enough. Oh, there's another lizard doggo over there. Definitely want to tame that one too. The lizard doggos are cool. I mentioned before they bring you power slugs that you can turn into power shards. So if you get enough of them, power shards are theoretically an infinite resource. And that'll be helpful. Quite like these trees. I'd like to remove some of the smaller ones, but with the way it removes things within a radius of you, I don't really want a chance knocking down that big tree, so I'm just going to leave all of that foliage there. Definitely spread out this area. This, on top of this hill here, could be cool for the space elevator. Not as cool as by the arch, but that flying manta thing will go right under that arch, and I also don't want this thing. I don't want it to fly through my builds. So this looks like a pretty good spot right here. Let's check and see how our coupon production is coming along. Okay. I'm not sure why it's skyrocketed up. This right here I accidentally had a power cut. That's why it dropped. I fixed that, but 11 more coupons. Excellent. Have another one in a moment, but let's see what we can spend 11 on. Alright, definitely want the concrete walls. And I definitely want what else do I definitely want? I definitely want modern catwalks and stairs. Alright, let's use our new... What is wrong with me? Didn't I unlock concrete walls? Okay, switching gears to making a second floor for our little starter base here. I'm going to measure out using walls how high we want it to be. Let's just say 3 maybe? And then if I can use 1 meter thick foundations at the top of it. Let's see how that looks. Okay, it looks like this is going to be the tallest point, and it does fit underneath. So, cool. That should work. Okay, test successful. Let's make some more concrete, because we're going to need it to build a second floor on this base. I think what I want to do is start on the smart plating, so that when we get the space elevator built, we can launch it right away. So I'm just going to grab an assembler. I'm going to put it to smart plating, give it some power, easy, and grab some reinforced iron plates and rotors. And look at that. It's been going in the background. we've got enough to start. Excellent, 2 per minute. It's 25 minutes if we keep this going. All right. Can only use 120 per minute because that's our belt limiter. So we'll get that one to 120. And put the rest in here. 75 per minute. That is a pitiful amount. I'm just going to leave it at 45 parts per minute and just run one constructor with this one. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Because 120 divided by 45 is 2 2/3. So I can actually, I'm going to run this one at 45, and the one over here at 90 per minute, and then I'll run 3 constructors. Perfect. Let's do 3 constructors. 1, 2, 3. All right, I don't really need that raw limestone, so I'm going to delete that. And good. Great. Actually, that needs to be a Mark II belt. It only needs to be a Mark II belt until we split it. For the first time. So again, to do that, I'm pressing 3 to bring up my, using the hotbar at the bottom, tapping E. Just a reminder, you can hold E and get this to see all your options. Okay. So this isn't a 90-degree turn. A lot of people like 90-degree turns. I just don't care. If you want a 90-degree turn, you put it at the intersection of the straight lines, count back 2, and then you can get a nice pretty straight line. Isn't that great? Yeah, I think it's a waste of time. But then again, I don't normally run my belts straight like this. It's just something we're doing for the time being. So, okay, we need power here. No problem. Brilliant. So now these are each producing 15. 15 times 3 is 45. So we can merge this all into a single line. Just press 5 to get my splitter up. Tap E to get a merger. Scroll my mouse wheel to put the output. You can kind of see how the output, when I'm scrolling my wheel, changes. You get used to that. I'm going to point it away. And then hook it all up to a bin. We are going to put the bins upstairs later. There, we just tripled, or more than tripled, we tripled our concrete production, so. Brilliant. All right, jump pad. We haven't used a jelly pad yet. I want to use more jump pads, but let's take a second and look around and see if there's anything we haven't used yet. We have used all of those. We have not used wall outlets, but that'll happen plenty. We haven't used stackable conveyor poles or floor holes, but we will on our first big factory. pipelines. These will be useful. These are for liquids and gases. Oh, we haven't used the personal storage box yet, but we will. Oh, right, pillars and such. These are great for decorations. And the catwalks. Love it. Yes. Okay, I'm excited. I want to get to the point. Here's what I want to do. I want to get the space elevator launched with the smart plating. Then I want to race to coal power. To give you a little sneak peek, once we unlock coal power, our power will be automated. And if we're smart about our power consumption, we'll never run out of power. It can still happen if you're careless or if you build too much without paying attention, but I'm going to try to always have way more power than consumption, than our max consumption, just so we never have to worry about it. So that's the next big thing. We get into tiers 3 and 4. I want to rush to get coal power and a coal power plant built so I can stop with this biomass nonsense and then slow down for a more aesthetic pace of life. Let's go check our smart plating, see how we're doing there. We've already done the concrete, and we need to build a platform for the space elevator. Look at that, 14 already. Looky, looky, we're doing so well. I really can't decide where to try to put the space elevator. That being said, we could put it down and move it. I do like the idea of building a big stand for it or part of the base. I envision maybe building the space elevator on top of a factory, and inside that factory is where we'll make the items that we need to put into the space elevator to launch it. Like we'll have a centralized area for all of that. That sounds good too. I'm torn. Having a centralized anything doesn't sound appealing to me for this playthrough. I kind of want to have a ton of outposts, a ton of different individual factories. But there's so many things. It's all fun. Anyway, let's keep going with that. With that in mind, we'll find a place for the space elevator. Oh, you know what'd be cool is up there. Something, oop, just loaded in weird. I don't know if that showed for you. Just loaded in all at once. We do have lots of concrete, so I could probably fill in a lot of these walls. I said walls, I meant floors, but... We are getting low on iron plates, so pick some up and let's go over and check on these plateaus up here. Maybe that'll be a good spot for the space elevator. Haha, that's the dog. What on earth are you doing? Oh, please don't knock me off. Oh, please don't run off. I want your... Bye. Okay. What was I saying? What's happening? This seems like a pretty great spot for a space elevator, actually. Nice and close. All these pretty plants here that we can just cover over with concrete in our attempt to exploit this planet. I love it. Let's do that. Let's do it. It's undoable. It can be changed. It can be undone. It can be redone. It can be remodeled. It can be whatever we want it to be. Let's put it out right here right now, though. I love this. It's close. It's got a great view. I can't actually remember how many foundations, how large this thing is. This is beautiful right here. perfect for the space elevator. Who's... Ow. Come here. Yes. I think it was the same one because that was too few hits. Huh. Slightly frightening. I'm all man, baby. Alright, we're out of power. Immediately want to point out that this jump pad won't work now. Which is... What? Wait, what? I thought the factory died. The factory did die. And it's shooting me still. I'm confused. Okay, I widened this platform, and I think it's big enough. I do sort of want to trim it out a little bit, but I think that maybe I'll trim it after I build the space elevator, just so I see where it lies, and I can make sure I don't overlap or clip in anything. So let's pick up all I need to finish building it, which is now just some wire. This episode's been pretty fast and furious. We're getting a lot of stuff done in a pretty quick amount of time, so. That's good. Okay, this should be almost done. It is almost done. Okay, it's time. We've made great progress. In this episode alone, we've tripled our concrete production, started a second floor of our basic factory, built an assembler making smart plating, and expanded our foundations to form the perfect platform for the space elevator. I've just realized I literally spent 5 of the rods I need building this observation tower. So I'm gonna have to do it without. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, here's the middle. Okay. Let's build the space elevator. I know I've talked it up as being the best animation in any video game, but I stand by that, and I'm going to show you right now. Enjoy. Look at that, the sparks, the bass, the thump, the oomph. The descending of that part. Oh. I love it. I love it so much. I don't love the placement I did. The space elevator takes those project assembly parts and launches them to space. I realize now I put this thing backwards. Pretend you saw nothing. You saw... You saw nothing. I'm just kidding. One sec. Let me flip this around. Okay. We're not going to watch the whole animation a second time. But here is the control panel for it. There are input belts, input ports, so you can run belts directly into it after you manufacture the parts. But really, you can see here, it just requires 50 smart plating for right now. And that's what we're building. So once we load that... Oh, it's so tempting to watch it again. But no. It's so cool. An animation so nice, we watched it twice. Oh, yes. 50 smart plating, ready to go. So while there are belt inputs right into the space elevator, I've always just put it in by hand, which is totally legit. And from what I've read on Reddit, and you should join us in r/satisfactory game. Come and check it out. It's a pretty great community. There's also a Discord that I suggest you check out. But the fuse broken. Oh, this can't get any better. Let's just launch this before I lose my go. Okay, so click it in, put it in. It's now loaded. Let's seal the payload up. Love the stickers on it. Let's send it. Ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. If it were only that easy to send stuff to space. Boy, that's cool, though. That is cool. Very cool. I'm going to add some railings or some walls or something. Let's fix the power, and then I don't know what. Episode over? We'll see later. I don't want to spoil anything, but at the end of the episode, it's going to be episode over. Okay, now, I'm just surmising here, talking off my ass. I don't know anything about this. I don't think I've read anything about it. But it looks like, while the fuse is broken, all these machines, you can see their light indicator is red, meaning they're not operating. But this is still green. And even though these are red, and I don't have enough power to run all the machines that we're running, these are yellow. And it looks that power is still supplied to basic and necessary infrastructure like jump pads, and I would wager hypertubes, though we don't have those quite yet. Okay. Overjumped. Haha. Okay, we're back at the hub terminal, and we're about to get our first glimpse at tiers 3 and 4 milestones. It's exciting. Are you excited? I'm excited. Here we go. It's coal power. Woo, woo, woo. Coal power. I think I already ruined that. I mentioned it earlier. Yeah, but we get vehicles. We get steel. We get more steel. We get hypertubes, which are basically tubes that, think of a bank ATM flunk tube, but for us, the Pioneer. And we're going to get Logistics Mark III, which is going to increase our conveyor belt speed to 270 resources per minute. Can you believe it? That's more than double. And that's fantastic. Yes. Next episode is going to be coal power, nothing but coal power, and maybe some other things, but nothing but coal power. And we are going to stop experiencing broken fuses. But there'll be that. And, nothing else. And maybe some other stuff. Episode over.